I'm going to do something a little crazy that I've never done on YouTube before, but I'm just going to do it because the reality is I have been sitting here for the last 6 months, not wanting to be consistently posting on YouTube or putting content on YouTube because I'm so stuck in the framework and the formula and the stuff that is required to make content work. And to be quite honest, I just like gave up. I was like, I don't want to post anymore. I'm tired of trying to put so much like focus into understanding the exact framework and the exact hook and the exact thumbnail and the exact title and the content pillars and all this stuff that goes behind content. And so what I decided to do is something a little crazy, and I'm going to share that with you today. And just get down and dirty to it, and just show you like this is what I'm doing right now, and this is what I've chosen to do because I am so tired of feeling like my business has to be fitting into a framework of what everyone else wants me to do. And kind of goes with my entire methodology anyway, because, I'd always talked about building a business that's custom to you, that feels like you, cherry picking your clients. And that's like what I did. So in 2023, like completely burnt down my business, right? I had it was actually 2020, sorry, in 2022, I completely burnt down my business. And I decided that I was going to start all over from scratch. And when I did that, what happened is that my business just exponentially exploded. I all of a sudden had freedom. I had the ability to think again. I was creative again. And how that actually resulted in my real estate business was my income actually tripled. My profit grew. And I actually started working less. And so today I tell people often, I'm in the real estate business. I work in the Seattle market. I sold 12 homes this year. I've currently got two active listings, one under contract. So by the end of this year, I'll have closed out 12 sales, maybe a little more. And that's a lot different from where I used to be. And if I was a business driven on ego anymore, I would be a little ashamed to admit that, you know. But my business isn't driven on ego, because the thing about my business is, yeah, I'm at 12 deals, and in the Seattle market, that's a little under 10 million. So, just under 8 figures there. But if I was really driven by ego, I wouldn't want to share that with you, because I don't sell 40 million a year. I don't even sell 20 million a year anymore. I don't sell the kind of deals that I used to sell. And, a lot of people like this business, I feel like, is really driven on ego. And so really what I've done is I have started to, what I did is I started to focus on the people that I really wanted to do or work with. And I started being able to cherry pick my clients. And that was pretty amazing. And so today, that's actually how I operate my business, is based off of cherry picking clients, having a fully automated, fully leveraged business. And that's what I help other real estate agents do. And for the last couple of years with my coaching side of my business, I have been so stuck on trying to be exact, like get the exact framework. Like you'd have 3 seconds to catch someone's attention. And so I recently discovered another program or another coach that really started to align with my thinking and my methodology. And so I started following him, and I, started going down his little YouTube rabbit hole. Dan Harrison. So I think his YouTube channel is I am Dan Harrison. And I listened to his story where he said that over the last 90 days in real estate, in real estate, over the last 90 days in his coaching business, he basically took he basically gained he posted his first YouTube video, 4 months ago, and it had 35 views. And 6 weeks later, he had 2,300 views on a video. And it started going crazy. And that's when he really started growing his community, really started growing his audience. And that's probably about the time that I started running into him, to be honest. And so I kind of went back and I was like, what did this guy do in the beginning? And I was like, I loved how authentic and how real it was. So to be fully honest, am I doing that right now? Am I kind of using his first video that I watched as inspiration? 100%. Is the lighting perfect in this video? No. Do I have a script? No. But what I like about it is that this is the kind of stuff that to me feels real, to me feels raw. And as much money and as much time and energy that I put into coaching programs, to talk about the formula behind content and the algorithm and the trends, I got burnt out on chasing trends and chasing algorithms, and it's just annoying. And so I figured out a way to like help, my short form content start to feel better and start to feel more like me. And so then it was like the long form content. And I realized that like people like to have conversations. People, when you're coming to coach with me, you're not getting a script. This ain't gonna happen. I'm gonna turn on a whiteboard. I'm probably gonna be in a hoodie. Maybe we'll see. I might have my bangs out of my face. Whatever it is, but that's like the real me. And so with the content piece, I really wanted to start finding that I wanted to kind of start seeing some inspiration of other people who have kind of gone through this change. And he has. And so that's what I'm doing right now. This video, I have no idea who's going to watch this. Maybe no one will. Who knows? I don't know. And all the analytics are going to come and they're probably going to tell me I'm not going to get past 3-second views or whatever. Maybe I will. Who knows? But I don't care is the thing. I don't care because I'm so tired of feeling like I teach everyone else to build a custom business because I did that for my real estate business. My real estate business is fully custom. So why was I struggling to make that work into my coaching business and my coaching content, right? And I just wanted to have a time. I was feeling so inspired. So I just was like, I'm just going to hit record. I'm making breakfast right now. And I have to be on a call in about 20 minutes. But I was like, let me just hit record. Let me just say what I want to say, imperfect and all, and just put it out there. Because what's going to happen? And I mean, when I start posting, when I start going back to doing my content once a week, which is what I'm doing. When I start going back to do that, I'm gonna start seeing that certain trends are gonna merge, certain things are gonna happen, and this is just gonna turn into who knows, right? It could turn into nothing. I don't know. But at the end of the day, am I going to feel good about the content that I put out there? Am I going to feel like it sounds like me? Am I going to feel like it's real, like it's authentic, like it's actually Linnea? Yes, 100%. And so if you are looking to do this in your real estate business and you are kind of at that point where you feel like your clients are grimy, or you don't love it, like you want something else. You have success. You've proven what you can do in the industry. You've built a $20 million business or $30 million business, whatever that is, and you know that there's something missing because you're missing time with your family. You're not able to be fully present at dinner. And you're just kind of always like stressed out about a transaction, even though it feels like a good stress. It makes you happy. It makes you fulfilled. That's both things can be true. You can be stressed about a transaction and also feel fulfilled, right? Both things can be true. And if you feel like that's you, then like this is where my community, my school community that I'm building and growing, I'm really passionate about it. This is what we're doing in there is I'm showing you how to actually like start creating the business that fuels your life. And one thing we really start with is we start with getting the right content out there. And so that's really what made the big difference for me in my real estate business was talking to my exact client, understanding their needs, understanding their emotions, their decision points, and then being able to hit them at the right time with the right story in the right way. And so that's kind of the first way that we start inside the school community. So if you kind of align with this, if you hear what I'm saying and you're like, yeah, that's kind of me too, you can subscribe to this. You could also join my school community. I'm going to put the link in the description for you. Um, and let's just see where this goes. Thanks for watching and see you on the next video.